Hey guys, I know I'm a day late and I apologize for that. Yesterday I got home and I just wasn't feeling it. It was kind of late and I was kind of tired, and then I ended up actually talking to Morgan until like 11:30 or something like that about Doctor Who, and I stayed up until 2 cleaning because I'm crazy. So that's what happened with yesterday, and I feel like a horrible person because I was going to wake up early and film and upload and have everything up by noon, I was hoping, and now that didn't happen because I slept until 11, and then we had the babies. Yeah. My original plan for this week's video was going to be to show you around my room up here in Ohio. But after my conversation with Morgan last night, I kind of wanted to share with you guys what I had talked to her about. And maybe I'll show you around my room next week. Maybe. But I'm going to get right into this. Yesterday, when I talked to Morgan, she had told me that she finished all of David Tennant's episode. She had watched the episode where he regenerated, and she was like, "This is not okay. This is not okay. No one's gonna top David Tennant." And I'm like, that's kind of how everybody else felt. But she was also really, really open-minded about what Matt Smith had to bring to the table. So I'm very proud of you, Morgan. I'm very proud of you. Because not a lot of the fandom has been that open about new doctors and experiencing that, which is kind of what I want to talk about, the pros and cons of the whole regeneration thing. The main thing that I really like about regeneration is you are kind of forced to get to know a whole new person, with every generation, and then all the new companions that come, and even with like Rose and what we'll see with Clara is the interaction that changes between the Doctor and the companion when the companion kind of rolls over into the next Doctor's tenure. So there's that. You're forced to kind of get to know like a whole new person. It's the same person, but he has a different personality and different characteristics that make him his own kind of person. And with a new actor comes different acting styles, and with a new Doctor even comes different writing styles for the writers. I am actually, people used to hate on Russell T Davies, and everyone really has like a love-hate relationship with Stephen Moffat, but I think for the job that they have, the job description of trying to have the same person with like the same background but with a completely different personality, they do an excellent job of making it work. But as I said earlier, one of the kind of downfalls to the regeneration is the fans. There's quite often a lot of hate that goes on when a Doctor regenerates. I don't know about what might have happened after Eccleston regenerated. I do know that some people have told me that it was difficult. It was more difficult when Tennant regenerated because you had like 3.5 or so years of David Tennant, but you only had one of Christopher Eccleston, and it felt like there was a greater relationship with Tennant than there ever was with Eccleston, because with Eccleston you really didn't have a chance to get to know him, which is okay, and I understand that, but the whole, I don't like the new Doctor just because he's not David Tennant, or I don't like Peter Capaldi just because he's not Matt Smith. And that's not really fair to Matt Smith, nor is it fair to Peter Capaldi, because I've watched episodes He was in an episode of Doctor Who. I believe he was in an episode of Torchwood. I've watched him in one or two other things, and he's a really good actor. He's not the person that I would have said, hey, you need to be the Doctor, but he is a really good actor, and I'm excited to see what he has to bring to the table, and to see how he kind of evolves from the personality of Matt Smith into, like, his own personality. And I'm excited to see the whole new relationship that the Doctor has with Clara because of this changing of personality. I'm a little sick and tired of hearing about the chemistry between the Doctor and Clara and how it's not going to be the same because Peter Capaldi's older, and I'm like, well, not necessarily, but at the same time, it's not really, it doesn't matter that much. It's not that big of a deal because he's a whole different person. You know, I would rather the relationship between Matt Smith's Doctor and Clara to kind of remain the type of relationship that Clara had with the 11th Doctor and not happen with 12. Just like with Rose, the relationship that she had with Christopher Eccleston's Doctor was so much different than the relationship that she had with David Tennant's Doctor. And I think it's going to be something along the lines of that happens with Clara and 12. Is it's just going to be a shifting of a relationship. It's not going to be anything like with 11. There was this like gentle flirtation that happened off and on. That's probably not going to happen with Capaldi because he's a whole different person. His Doctor's probably going to be a different personality than Smith. That's kind of a given. So there's going to be a certain kind of chemistry, but it's not going to be the same chemistry that everyone's talking about. I'm excited to see how that turns out too, how the relationship between Clara and 12 go. With the whole regeneration thing though, I'm glad of kind of the ingenuity that they had in the 60s to kind of even think about that. I mean, it's one of those ideas that's like, who would have even thought of that? So I'm glad that it happens because it's one of my favorite shows, and I know that one actor is probably not going to want to be the same mental guy for like 12 plus years. You know, there's shows that go on for even just, 3 years, and they're like, I'm tired of being this character. We need to stop doing this show at some point. We need to wrap this up. But with Doctor Who, it's like this ever-changing kind of thing, and I love how it flows. Because no two doctors are the exact same person, and no two companions are the exact same person, and I love that about the show. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see how David Tennant and Matt Smith kind of play off of each other during the 50th, and I'm excited to see what happens with Clara and Capaldi. See what kind of goes on there. And yeah, I think that's all. So I will definitely be on my camera next week. Next Monday's my birthday, and then Friday is move-in day, and it's probably not going to be like a like continuous thing. I might turn the camera on once or twice, but in all honesty, I'll probably forget. So it might end up being like an after move-in thing. Like Saturday morning, I'll pull the camera out and maybe me and my roommate can do something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I will definitely be seeing you guys next week, and I hope you have a good week until then. I think Lacey's gonna post tomorrow, and Morgan might post tomorrow. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next Monday. Bye.